Red Dawn, 2012, directed by Dan Bradley, is a remake of the 1984 cult classic, reimagining the story of a small-town resistance group fighting against a foreign invasion of the United States. In this version, North Korea, originally depicted as China before edits were made, serves as the invading force, and a group of young rebels, led by two brothers, band together to fight back. While it retains the core premise of the original, the film struggles to recapture the emotional depth and impact of its predecessor, relying more on flashy action and modern warfare cliches. Set in Spokane, Washington, the film begins with an unexpected invasion by North Korean paratroopers who quickly take over the city and subjugate its residents. Jed Eckert, Chris Hemsworth, a Marine on leave, steps up to lead a group of teenagers, including his younger brother, Matt, Josh Peck, in guerrilla warfare against the invaders. Dubbed the Wolverines, the group engages in sabotage and resistance efforts to inspire hope and disrupt the enemy's operations. The story feels rushed, with little time spent developing the invasion's political or emotional stakes, while the original Red Dawn, 1984, explored the psychological toll of war on the young fighters and the cost of resistance. The 2012 version prioritizes action and quick plot progression over character development. The result is a film that lacks the emotional weight of its source material. The action sequences are a highlight of the film, offering fast-paced shootouts, urban combat, and guerrilla warfare tactics. Explosions and firefights are staged with plenty of energy, and the film occasionally succeeds in creating tense moments during ambushes and battles. However, the overuse of shaky cam and quick cuts diminishes the impact of the action, making it harder to follow what's happening during key moments. While the spectacle is entertaining, it feels more like a generic action movie than a gritty depiction of resistance fighting. Chris Hemsworth, as Jed, delivers a strong performance and brings charisma to his role as the reluctant leader of the Wolverines. His character feels competent and believable, adding some much-needed weight to the film. Josh Peck, on the other hand, struggles as Matt, Jed's impulsive younger brother. His performance feels forced and lacks the emotional depth needed to make his character's arc compelling. Adrian Palicki and Josh Hutcherson provide decent support, though their characters don't get much development beyond serving as part of the ensemble. Jeffrey Dean Morgan makes a brief but memorable appearance as a U.S. military officer, bringing gravitas and grounding the film with his presence. Unfortunately, most of the younger cast feels underwritten, with little time given to exploring their personalities or their struggles with the moral dilemmas of war. The 1984 Red Dawn, directed by John Milius, stood out for its Cold War-era commentary and the way it explored the emotional and psychological toll of war on young people. It had a sense of dread and desperation that made the story resonate deeply. In contrast, the 2012 remake strips away much of the emotional and thematic depth, replacing it with generic action and shallow patriotism. The original film's Soviet-Cuban invasion scenario felt plausible within its geopolitical context, while the updated version's North Korean invasion feels far-fetched and contrived, even after post-production edits replaced China as the invader. The remake lacks the nuance and cultural relevance of the original, making it feel like a hollow imitation. For audiences, Red Dawn, 2012, comes across as a standard action movie rather than a meaningful remake of a beloved classic. While the action sequences and Chris Hemsworth's performance provide entertainment, the film fails to fully engage viewers on an emotional or thematic level. Fans of the original will likely find the remake lacking in depth and impact, while new audiences may find it a passable but forgettable war action movie. Ultimately, Red Dawn, 2012, misses the opportunity to update the original's powerful themes for a modern audience, opting instead for style over substance. It entertains in moments, but leaves little lasting impression,